approach to supporting women is a double barrel approach. Two, like a gun that's got two barrels. One is you got to see where you are in error. If you don't see where you are in error, you can't really move forward. This is why I asked you here now, can you see what is the problem? Can you see the problem that 99% of women have? What is the mistake that they're making? They are compulsive. They are thinking that the marriage is going to make everything better for them. They are thinking that the right man, and they have an idea of the right man, and when they enter into the marriages that they created these marriages. But they created these marriages at an underdeveloped level. So if I said to Majnuna, you created yourself to be betrayed by that man, that's what you wanted, she will say, no woman would ever want a man who's sleeping around with other women and cheating on her. I don't want that. I never wanted that. You know what I mean? That's exactly what she wanted. Because she didn't say what she really wanted, so that's what she wanted. She said, fill in the blanks. As long as the guy is not in the building industry, he doesn't look Cape Townian, and he's... fill in the blanks, God. Put whatever else you want there, I'll take it. You get what I mean? But if she was a woman who said, look, marriage is something very important to me, and I want a marriage that is satisfying for me as a person, and for me to be with a person that I can trust and have a bond with, and that we can enjoy each other. That's really important to me. Then she would have gotten it, right? You'll get what you really want as an adult. And so a lot of people are just hoping and wishing, projecting, he's so nice, he bought me all these things. Up until this point, everything has been great, so let me go forward in marriage. It's going to be great. In the meantime, he was nice to you to get you to agree. He was nice to you to get you, all that. So this is what we have to do. We have to start off like how the kalima says, La ilaha, you see. First, recognize no deities, but the one. Creator. You get what I mean? So the same process has to happen here. That until women humble themselves and say, look, we are competent and we have great skills, but we are not equipped. We are approaching marriage as underdeveloped grown-up girls. And this is the problem. We're going to end up in situations being dissatisfied because we're not moving forward focused on being satisfied in a marriage. We have ideas of what's important to us, but it's not what's really important to us as women. Later on, when you got the drama and the trauma, then you know what's really important to you. But in the beginning, it's not important to you. You get what I mean? So thank you so much for your sharing as well. I appreciate that. The thing is that as an adult person, aware of the distinctions in relationships, that's what we're giving women an opportunity to become aware of, like there's role-based relationships. Is that what you want? There's closeness in relationships. Is that what you want? There's even closeness, intimacy in relationships. That's what you want. What level of bonding you want to have? So Kausar mentioned here, she knew somebody, she watched the interaction. That woman wanted somebody to look after her. So the guy takes her to the restaurant, pays her bills, walks out. She got what she wanted, right? She wanted, as a grown-up child, somebody to look after her. That's what happens. But some of us who are developing ourselves, we want intimacy. We want to be with somebody and we want to connect with somebody. You get what I mean? We want to be with somebody we can have conversations with and enjoy ourselves with. And we together, not because we married and we got children and all that, and we have to be nice to each other and all that, and as long as you give me the money and you give me the sex, whatever, we got to, some of us are realizing, those of us who are more developed, who've been on a developmental journey, I'll speak for myself, and I told you my own personal experience of being with people. I'm not a spring chicken, right? I've been around, and so I've been married in a role-based relationship where I wasn't myself and I wasn't with somebody who was themselves. and I was a good man and she was a good woman, but something didn't feel right. And then I allowed myself to be more of who I am. And then I entered into another relationship which felt really amazing because I was me with somebody else and there was connection. But at the same time, there was a problem because that closeness was interrupted through insecurities. And then I outgrew that relationship and so on and so forth. So, we can become more and more adults. That's what this is all about. Living as adults, being caring to ourselves, being caring to others and receiving caring from others as adults, not fulfilling my duty towards you or you fulfilling your duty towards somebody else or whatever it is. I'm here for me and my enjoyment of life, and I want to be with people who are here for me and my enjoyment of life, and I want to be with people with them and support them in their enjoyment of life. So for me, for where I am in my life, and that's why I do the ASL, because I also want to move to a higher level of approaching marriage. I want to see where I've been in error, because ultimately what I want now, if you ask me what I want, if you ask other people, who are clear, that I want to have somebody who's serving me in my joy. As I serve me in my joy and enjoyment, I want somebody to serve me in my joy and enjoyment if they want to and they're happy to. As I serve myself in joy and I serve other people, I'm caring. I do things, I go out of my way for people, but in my life, I've never had people who will go out of their way for me. And that's what Antonio wanted me to speak to you about. If we get a chance, I'll speak to you about it. But I'm realizing, that how is it that I create these experiences where I'm with people, I'm for them, they for them, and I'm for me, but they're not entirely for me. See, I can see that, and that's the breakthrough I had, and I will speak a little bit about it. So what do you want? Now, some women just want, I want a man to please me, do things for me and all that, but he mustn't expect anything from me, or he mustn't expect too much from me. You know what I mean? Some men are the same. That, what, I give you money, I do give you a clothes. Now what you want? I bought you a car, now you want me to talk to you. You want to talk. And that woman is like lonely and she's like feeling disconnected. So it depends. When we're saying that you as a person, are you a grown-up girl in relationship? Are you entering relationships as a grown-up girl? That you don't know what you want. You don't know what other people want. You see? So if you're an adult person and you're approaching marriage as an adult person, you will know that you as a human being require from you and from others what you require. And you will also know that other people require from them and from you too. You see? Now, not everybody can get to that depth. I couldn't get to that depth until now. I was a person who will say, never mind, don't worry about me, as long as you are okay. And I would attract people, say, yeah, as long as we are okay, we don't worry about you. But that is something I want to break. I want to break that pattern because it's unhealthy, and I'm a teacher, and I want to model this. I want to model it. See? So just to blend it in what we're talking about. Stage 3 is where women realize I've been making a mistake. I don't know what I want really. I don't know what's really important to me. And so they might not realize this closeness and closeness. And sometimes they might not know what they want. They might not recognize what a healthy man wants too. So women can end up in trouble when they don't know what they want and they don't understand that a partner also wants something. And they might not know what they want, and they might not give themselves what they want, and they might not know what a partner wants. And they don't know how to give a partner. And this is the whole point of attracting somebody suitable. That when you clear about who you're on the journey and you've taken off and you are straightened out and you are moving closer, you will suddenly attract to you people who will recognize, you'll recognize this is suitable. The affinity will be there. You will know exactly the kind of person you want to be with, and you will recognize this person not for what they have or what they give you, but for the person they are. You see, this is the development that somebody has to go through. If a woman hasn't gone through this development, if she doesn't stop, get an education, and start functioning at a higher level, she will not be able to recognize the person. So I've made this mistake in my life too. We see things about people and we say, that's so good. The person is secure, the person is self-full, the person is whatever. It's nice. But what about the person being extending of themselves, you see? And that sort of thing. So we might not be clear, and we can become clear. And that's why we have the Attract Soulful Love model that gives us all the elements of what we can have and what we can support other people in having. See, this is maturity. When you realize, I'm focused on the person and what they're giving me, but also what the person requires from me. Women don't do both. When they are in the underdeveloped, they don't focus on the person, they focus on the man. Compulsively trying to get into a relationship, looking, rushing, trying to find one. They don't stop and be still. And they don't focus on them and who they are as a person. And they're not saying, who is the person that is suitable for me? And that person who's suitable for me, what do they require from me? So this is why we say it's a win-win. So it's nice to have somebody who gives you what you want. But if you don't give them what they want, if you're not focused as on a person, so there'll be women who will say, I want a man who has got money, I want a man who's got a nice car, I want a man who's got a nice body, I want a man who's young, I want a man, whatever it is. And I want a man who will love me and buy me things, and this is, I want a man who's adoring me, and I want to, yeah. But what about the person? They're not focused on the person. Is he secure, self-full? Is he into, satisfaction? How does he think? How does he live? They're not interested in that. They're in the superficial form level, outer form level. But if a woman looks at a man and sees the person that he is, and vice versa, who is this person I'm with? They've got car, house, money, this, that, but this person, what can I see? So when you start looking at a person, you will see what they can give you as a person. You can say, this person I can trust. Instead of just saying, but everybody likes him and all that. Because that can be people-pleasing tendencies. They can't trust themselves. This person I feel safe with. Not thinking, but up until this point I haven't had drama, so I think I'm safe. You know what I mean? I haven't seen this guy's true colors, so I think I'm safe. He hasn't already behaved in a bad way with me. That's why you got to see somebody when they're angry and upset, when they don't get what they want, how they function. The person that they are. How they handle conflict. How they address situations. So if you as a woman can see the person that is the man, the person, then not only will you see what you can get from that person because of what makes that person an ideal partner for you, but you will also see what you require to be an ideal partner for that person. See? So women are not only clueless about the person they would suit them, they are equally clueless of what it means to suit that person they would. So they'll think, what he wants is food. Let me cook for him, let me do, and they'll think I give him so much. His birthday is coming, I'll bake him a cake, I'll put a balloon up, I'll do a big hoo-ha so that everybody knows I love him. That's all fucking superficial. You understand? It's all a show. That's why I've asked you before, and I ask you all again. What do you think it really means to care for another person? What do you think it means to be cared for by another person? This show of I'm a nice person, that underdeveloped women have this mentality, but I'm so good, but I do this. So a man can tell a woman, there's some issue here, and she'll be, but I did this, I cooked, and I did that. He's telling her there's something, an issue with your personhood. Address your personhood. The person you are is underdeveloped. She'll be like, no, not me. I'm so smart. I earn so much money. I got a house. I got a car. I got investments. You get what I mean? But it is only a developed human being that will say, what does this person require me as a person to be? What am I not being as a person? No, not me, you, this, that. No, I cook, I do so much for you. It just means the woman is underdeveloped. She can't see a person who's right for her, and she can't see that that person requires her to be a certain type of person. You get what I mean? So this is why I say it's so important for us to follow these stages, that until a woman realizes, I am not as smart as I think I am, that's the time she's really progressive. But when a woman starts thinking, but I know what I want, and I know what a man wants, and I'm good, and nobody can tell me anything, then she's being an ass. Stubborn ass. Do you understand? But if somebody can say, look, what are you telling me? I'm open to hearing you. Instead of being defensive, I'm a nice person, but I do all this, but I do all that. You get what I mean? So this thing of becoming aware of yourself and what's important to you is so important, because then you'll understand that there's other human beings and there's something important to them too. But if you live as a woman who's not interested in you, what's important to you, then you're not going to understand that a man is also a human being and there's something important to him. If you think all I want is what he has, is does this for me, makes my life easy, whatever I tell him to do, he does, he spends on me, I'm entitled, a man's supposed to do all these things, and I must complain where it is, that's an underdeveloped woman, you understand? A developed woman is saying, I'm developing myself to know what I want, that is important for me, my satisfaction is important for me. And so she'll understand that a man who's interested in his satisfaction, it's important for him too. But if it's not important for her, she won't know it's important for him. And she'll start thinking, but he's not doing this, he's not giving that, and he must give more of this, and I give this, and I give that. Do you know anybody who has conversations like that? You're not giving, I give, you don't do, keeping score. This is a superficial, this is an underdeveloped relationship. You get what I mean? Where it's, you must give me what I want and I'll give you what I want. Let's transact. It's a role-based relationship. We are saying that this mentality is a problem. But some women who think they're very smart, they think it's not a problem because I'm giving him, he gets me, I'm so pretty, I do what he wants me to do, I do this for him, I do that for him. Because they have the same mentality, he should be doing this for me. He should be, it's what he has that he must give me. He must be doing this for me. We are not talking about the man and what he has and what he must do for you. We're talking about the person you want to be with. That if we go out for supper, I'd like to have this person connect with me as a person. We are talking about closeness and closerness. For women who are underdeveloped, who are not interested in intimacy. All they are interested in, he must do for me what he must do for me. He's supposed to do it for me. He must just not be what I don't want him to be. He's a commodity, he's a thing. When women don't realize a man is a person, you understand, they're underdeveloped. So if they realize, if women realize that you're a person, they themselves as women are people, and connect with their personhood, and they can begin to connect with another person and that person's personhood. If they can lead relationships with personhood, what is it important for me to be with a partner who's being what? I wrote the book on beingnesses, right? What do I want not that I'm going to marry any man and I want him to be a certain way. Marry the man who is the way you want him to be. Don't commit in relationships unless you are certain that the person you want, like for example, we heard early on, is this man trustworthy? Is this man trustworthy? You see? The Prophet was trustworthy. Is this man trustworthy? People say they follow the Sunnah and all that, but they're not trustworthy, right? Got a big beard on their face. This is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. There are people who will have a big beard on their face, but their person is not trustworthy. They'll have their pants above their ankles, they'll carry on reading, they'll up, down, kiss the ground, but they have no faith. So, if you underdevelop spiritually, that's what you'll be all about, the appearances. And you know, how many people I've met who said, I want a man, he must read all his prayers. I said, good luck to you. Good luck to you. How many of those guys are actually secure and God aware? You know what I mean? Instead of her saying to me, I want a man who is connected to God. I want a man who is peaceful. I want a man who's like the Prophet and has qualities like the Prophet. I want a man who's doing rituals. See the difference between an underdeveloped woman thinking she's so smart? I want a man who performs rituals compared to I want a man who has actual faith, who embodies the mannerisms of the Prophet. You get what I mean? I don't know if you're grasping that when you are underdeveloped, you are thinking you are smart, and you thinking you're so knowing, and you think you know this man is who you want, and you think you know what's the problem with him, and you think there's no problem with you because you think you give this and you have this and you give this and you give, but you're not looking at the person. You're not looking at yourself as a person and what's important to you as a person. You're not looking at the person as a person. And you're not saying, how is that person being towards me? How am I being with that person? Fuck all of that going on. You understand? So until women can humble themselves, and men too, because I'm only grasping certain blockages in me while working through this. I'm humble. I'm a guy who will tell you I'm learning. I'll tell you that, I've deprived me of what I can have. And I'm looking at where am I in error? I want to see my error. So stage 3 is, can I recognize the mistake that I'm making? I'm not focused on me as a person. I'm not focused on the kind of marriage I want to have. I'm not focused on the type of person I want to be with, who's going to serve me in having that marriage. I'm not interested in a ideally suitable partner. I have all these ideas, but I'm not interested in an ideally suitable partner. Once you grasp that I think I know what I want, but I'm going to end up getting very disappointed. I think I know what I want, but I'm going to end up feeling unhappy and threatened and trying to change him and all that. Once women are humble enough to say that I'm not as smart as I think I am. I'm using a overdeveloped sense of smartness because I'm competent. I think I know. Men too, we still require personal growth development. We've got to become people who are functioning at a higher level. We've got to know what's important to us. We've got to know what's important to others. We've got to be able to receive what's important to us. We've got to be able to give others what's important to them. Instead of saying, but it's birthday, I bought him a cake, I gave him a gift, I bought her a phone, he's like this, she's like that, whatever it is, see, big hoo-ha. In the meantime, that marriage is fucking sick and dead. But the whole world can see it on Facebook. Wow, what he did for her birthday, what she did for his birthday. That's all infantile, you know what I mean? That's not real. That's for children playing games with other children. There's no adult satisfaction, and there's missing out on the gift of God's connection with each other in this world. So that was stage 3 into stage 4. Stage 4 is the correction. So what is the correction? See, what is the correction? What is the correction? So stage 1 is the basic knowledge about the option and the history of the option and the possibility to move forward into an alternative option. You don't have to live outdated. There's a reason why you're outdated. And there is an option for updating. And if you update, you're operating in a very different way. Stage 2 in phase 1 is you don't have to go for first, second, and third. You don't have to have this Facebook marriage where everybody knows about how happy you are. In the meantime, you're not really happy. You wish you were with somebody else. You know what I mean? You can have a marriage for who you are. If you are a progressive woman who keeps yourself clean inside and out, humble in your mind, spirit, and all that, and you're prepared to be caring to yourself and caring to others and receive caring from other people, you can definitely have one. Stage 3 is recognize what is the mistake that smart women are making. They think they understand. They think they know. But they're approaching marriage from not really knowing what's really important to them. They're approaching marriage as grown-up girls, not aware of the person that they are, the person that is suitable for them, and how they can receive from a person and give to a person at a person level. They're not doing that. So you can see how that can hold you back in your life. It keeps you away from your person. You'll be waiting for your person, but your person won't come because you're not focused on your person. And you're not focused on your person won't come. Other people that are not your person will come into your life. They'll use you, abuse you, take advantage of you, all sorts of things. You get disappointed, they don't turn out to be not what you want. You get let down in love, they let you down. They steal from you, cheat from you, they deceive you, con you. Scenario 2. Or you're under pressure to get married. You think it's the luck of the draw. You take a guess. It looks good. You project onto it. It's going to work out because it's looking good. Let's hope and let's hit and hope. Let's wish and hope. Let's get into it. And so you go into it, and then you realize, oh my God, this is not working out for me. Now, in some cases, most people realize the partner is dysfunctional. And other cases, the person realizes the person is non-functional. At another time, I'll give you the talk on that one. But sometimes the person is functional in societal terms. They have a job, they earn good money, whatever it is. But you can't connect with them because they are underdeveloped and they are not connecting in terms of intimacy. Their ideas of intimacy is buying you gifts, or the idea, that it's not about really you with somebody, you there for you, the person is there for you, they're there for themselves, you there for them. That person has got this kind of protective strategies, or they just don't know how to connect as an adult. So while that person might be functional in society, that person is still not entirely satisfying to be with because they're not going for intimacy. For those of us who are developing ourselves, and what we want is intimacy-based relationships. I'm not saying that you must want intimacy-based relationships. If you don't want to be close to somebody and you want to do let's just do the act and show the whole world we're happy together, and you believe all that bullshit, you can have that. You can have whatever you want. You want a role-based relationship, have it. You just want to have a relationship where you're good friends with your partner and it's a great friendship, have it. But if you want to be a great partner, you can have that one too. You understand? But if you don't want to be a great partner, you don't have to be a great partner. You can just carry on and expect other people to carry on, and maybe they will. But if they want something deeper, they will feel it within their being. If they're developing themselves, they'll say, I'm with somebody, but this person is not here. You know what I mean? This person is here buying me things, buying me a car, but there's no person here. I'm feeling lonely in this relationship. I'm all by myself in this marriage. You know what I mean? Then it becomes an issue for that particular person, if it's an issue. But for some people like 28th century, who cares? As long as he pays my rent, as long as he buys me things, my birthday, it's a big hoo-ha and show for me. Very good, 20th century marriage. So some people are like okay with that. But they might be not okay when there's some kind of dysfunction that reveals itself. Abuse, violence, withholding, neglect, and so on and so forth. So most people will react when there's neglect or abuse But some of us, we will feel it when, the princess and the pea. 20 mattresses up, she could still feel the little vegetable pea underneath the mattresses because she was sensitive. She's a princess after all. She knew what comfort and luxury was. So some of us are looking for a luxurious spousal relationship. We really are. And we can feel when it's not. So other people might say, but there's no problem here. But for some of us, we say, no, there is a problem. This person is not being to me. I not that I'm blaming them, but I have chosen, that's why you have to take responsibility and say, what did I neglect focusing on? The thing that you end up needing is the thing that you neglected conceiving. That means you didn't know what was really important for you. And until you become aware of what's really important to you, you can't move forward. You got to know what's really important for you if you really want an intimacy-based relationship. So that's where step 4 comes in, right? Correction of the mistake. So the mistake is me not knowing what's really important to me having ideas of what I think is important to me showing up as a grown-up child, not really being an adult woman. Step 4 is actually being an adult woman. Can I say that I don't know? Can I humble myself? Can I get support? Can I embark on a journey of becoming aware of what's really important to me? Do I want to become aware of what's really important to me? And so that's the correction. Become aware of what's really important to you. Why? So that you can approach marriage with a premaritally empowered mindset. That you can approach marriage saying that I know exactly the quality of marriage I want to have. I know exactly what that is. And by me knowing what is it that I want to experience at 3 levels, as a person, as a partner, and as a wife. By me being very clear about these 3 dimensions of a marriage, my experience in a marriage at these 3 dimensions. If I know exactly what's important to me at those 3 dimensions in a marriage, then I'm moving forward with the destination in mind. I know where I'm going. You can't go to point B or the destination. You can't land in a place that you don't know where you want to land. You get what I mean? You have to leave where you are, jump in the plane, but you must know where you are going. So any person, in this case woman, who sees the mistake, who corrects the mistake, who begins to focus on the destination as an actual adult woman of what's important to her at these 3 levels. When you clarify at these 3 levels, you have designed your premarital blueprint, your marital success blueprint, your successful marriage blueprint. When you've designed your successful marriage blueprint, you have clarified and conceived for you the experience that you want to have. You are no longer hitting and hoping and wishing and wondering and all that. You are very clear. You have the clarity because you tapped into yourself at an adult level. You are aware as a mature woman what you want. This is what you communicate to God. You are telling God what it is that you want in your heart, what your heart yearns for in marriage. Not that I'm hoping and wishing I'll get somebody and he's not too bad, let's see how it goes and so on and so forth. You are purposefully on path, following a process, and it begins with conceiving. If I wake you up in the middle of the night and I ask you, tell me the experience you want to have in a marriage at the 3 levels, you must be able to be so clear. This is exactly the experience I want to have at these 3 levels. And when you know that, it positions you to attract somebody into your life that is suitable for you. Until you know that, you cannot have somebody suitable in your life. So, woman by remaining underdeveloped and not being clear about what they really want, aka they haven't designed the marriage blueprint. They are having every other man, they are keeping their ideal partner away, and they're attracting other men and engaging with them and even marrying men that are unsuitable husbands. If you clarify from your heart, I'm talking about from your being, right? Being aware of what's important to you. Not that I get excited when a man buys me gifts, or he tells me he loves me, he's got a good job, he's not a plumber, whatever it is. When you know what it is you want from within your heart, that is your prayer to God. That is you being clear. You're conceived of what you want. You're saying to God, I know my destination. This is where I'm going to be a woman who's contented and satisfied. This is where I'm going to have no regrets. That is the experience I want to have. And bring me the person. Bring me the person who's going to support me. And you begin to clarify the person. You begin to focus on somebody who's interested in you, or you're meeting, or even before you meet anybody. I know the type of person I want to be with. So when you have the vision, which is the next step, you energize this whole thing. The conception is, I am approaching marriage aware of what I want. I am aware of what I want. But when you get to the vision, you're approaching marriage from what you want. So the conception is becoming aware of what you want, so that you can proceed towards marriage from the experience of what you want. If you don't know the experience that you desire, you cannot move forward into an envisioning of it, an energizing of that vision, of it already being so. When you know what you want, and you envision that reality. We heard our sister say earlier on, I want to be with a guy who's not religiously superstitious, whatever it is, how nice it would be. She saw it, she felt it, she supported it, and she let it go. There's a change in her reality, because she's using principle. Remember, this is not just you on yourself trying to look for a man. God has created a man. There's already high-value people in the world for all of us, right? High-value people. It's for us to receive them, to land at the destination. But you can only receive them, not find them, not go and get them, not make them marry you. They already are. That's the good news. But you can receive them. See, you can receive them by conceiving of them. First you conceive. Then you experience it like it already is so. That's the second phase, the envisioning of it. You energize it. And then you prepare yourself to receive the person. That is the identity shift. And then you receive the person in your life. So if you do phase 1, conceive, you can do phase 2, which is envision. You can get to phase 3, which is preparing yourself to become that person who's going to receive that person. When you do phase 1, 2, and 3, if you do it properly, that person that you is going to support you will show up in your life. You will be able to recognize beyond the shadow of doubt that this is the person, not the man. This is the person. You'll know that this is the person. You'll know it. And you'll commit to that person. You'll land that plane and be in the committed relationship or marriage, engaged to be married, whatever it is. So this is what it's about. So let's just look at the stages. 1 is the foundation, teaching that there are options, how you came to be where you are, but you can become beyond where you are. And if you're the pilot, if you're a progressive woman, you can actually pursue spousal satisfaction because you're enjoying personal satisfaction. The second one is premarital power. You realize that this is for you and you can do this, and don't worry about coming first, second, and third. There is for you the right person. You will have them, they'll have you, you'll enjoy your life. The third stage was to become aware that you are in error. You are operating as an underdeveloped woman, underdeveloped grown-up girl. You're not operating as a woman. You're not really focused on the person. You're not really focused on you as a person. You're not interested in how you're being as a person. You're not interested in how the other person is being as a person. You just focused on, I don't want to be alone. What if I don't get married? I need to be married compulsively. You're focused on the man and what he has, using your head. You're using your heart into, using your head, mind-based thinking, trying to figure it out, right? Is he the right one? You are using your infatuated heart, or you coming from your body and you're trying to make sure that you are, that you are you're surviving, or you're making babies and a mother, or you're getting sex and satisfied. This is where you are grounded in your being. So stage 4 is, all right, let's do the work. Let me get the support. Let me think about this as an adult. Let me apply myself and figure out what's important to me. And there is a blueprint that I can design. And the blueprint has 3 levels. So the first level is, after I am married, what about my enjoyable life I want to continue? The personal satisfaction that I'm enjoying now, I want to continue even in marriage. I do things for me. There's certain things about my life that is my own, and it's not part of my marriage, but I want that part of my life to continue. Is it your work life? Is it your family life? Is it being in the teaching? You understand? Is it something that you do, that you enjoy doing for you, and you want to be in a marriage and you don't want to lose that? You don't want to have to give that up. You don't want to have to give up your individuality or yourself or part of your life. Which is the part of your life that you would like to continue in a marriage? That's the first level of the blueprint. That man will allow you, or that man, the suitable person, he'll be a person who's allowing of you, or even supportive of you, or encouraging of you at the very least. Allowing, encouraging, or supportive of you. He'll say, go, I'll take you. That's the person you want to be with, right? Because he can have good looks and money and everything, but he might not be allowing and supporting of you. You want to focus on the person, not the man. Secondly, what is the experience of closeness you want with this person? What is the level of closeness? Do you want a role-based relationship? I'll do what wives do, he does what husbands do, and I'll do it, there'll be no problem. Give him what he wants, he gives me what I want, there's no problem. We'll go to the restaurant, be on our phones, and walk out. We'll have the finest meal, but no connection between us. What do you want? Is that what you want? If you want that, because you don't want to get close to anybody, you just want to be married and fulfill your wifely responsibilities, and he must just fulfill his husbandly responsibilities. If you want that, you can say, I want a role-based relationship. If you want a relationship of intimacy that involves closeness, as I've defined for you, and you've got it on multiple videos, the different C's, the intimacies, that I want to be seen by somebody. I don't want just, I must do things for them and carry on that I'm pleasing to them because of I'm pleasing them. I'm here as a convenience in their life, and they're here as a convenience in my life. I want something more. I want somebody that we can talk and relate and connect, and we feel comfortable with each other, and we can be ourselves with each other and enjoy life together. So somebody might say, I want closeness. And some others will say, look, I want more than closeness, I want closerness. I want the real deal relationships. I want somebody who's, as I am there for them, that they are there for me. You see, that we're close, we're good friends and all that. But as people to each other, I feel this person's love for me. I feel this person feels my love. When this person walks into the room, I light up. You understand? Not everybody will want that, because again, the more deeper you get into intimacy, the more protective strategies you have to let go of, the more development is required. So some of you may not be developed and you might not want to develop yourself further, right? Because there's intimacy and closeness at deep levels. Can you enjoy each other's fun and laughter together? You understand? Have fun and play and have games and, be funny and foolish with each other and all. Some of you might not want to do that. Like, oh, that is strange. I don't know about all that. Being playful with each other, I don't know. I remind you, the Prophet was playful with his people. You understand? Playful. No, I'm too serious. I'm not playful. I've got a lot of work to do. I'm busy. I'm just saying, so some of us will realize we don't have that level of depth of being. So we don't want relationships that are where there's love that is felt, that is tangible between each other. We just like, some people might not want hugs and kisses. Some people might only want hugs and kisses. Some people might not want to go more. Some people might not want to really be together in the fullness of being together, physically and sexually. Whatever. It's my wifely duty. I have to do it. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. He's complaining now. I can't give him the headache story. He's not buying. He's getting angry with me. Let's just satisfy him. Let him have his way with me. Some of you will want to operate at those levels. It depends, right? But the people who are really progressive, who are close to God, close to themselves and close to their lives, the people who are being people and the people who want to connect with other people and enjoy each other and be close, because there's going to be no other relationship you're going to have with another human being that is more intimate than a spousal relationship. And if you're saying, I want a spousal relationship, but I want to be closer to my mother and father, I want to be closer to my son and daughter, I want to be closer to my friends, I want to be closer to my colleagues than I am with my partner, then that's you. You get what I mean? But there are people who like, we are together, we are a team. You get what I mean? It's a team thing. We do things together. We live life together. We if you don't want to be part of, you're a selfish person, you're a person who's only for your work, and as long as you get your things done and all that team, it's nice when he's a team and he helps me, but I don't want to help him, and that's the arrangement, you know what I mean? So some women are like that. They just want the husband to be on the team when he's helping them, but for him, no, there's no team there. Then in their head they'll say, but I cook and I do this and I do that, but they're not really connected. You get it? So it's the depth. The second level of this marital blueprint is the depth at which you want to bond with somebody. You can look at what kind of bonds you had with your father, what kind of bonds you had with your mother, what kind of bonds you had. So some of us will realize we don't know how to bond. You can address it. Learn to bond. Give caring and receive caring, basically, is what I'm saying sincerely. So the third level of the blueprint is, what do I want to experience as a wife in a marriage? What is it that I want us to do together? What do we enjoy doing together? What for me would be pleasing to me? And remember, there's 3 levels of spousal satisfaction: containment, love desires, and relational values. What do I envision as a wife that is pleasing to me? And again, it takes responsibility to begin to get clear about this. And a lot of people say, just don't ask me this thing. Just get me a man, any man. As long as he doesn't irritate me, that'll be the best thing. That's quite infantile, right? Just hoping and wishing, let's just get married and see. You see, what we are saying here is a man and a woman, 2 adults, are people. And we've got to relate to people. How you want to relate to people and engage with people as people. Now, some people that don't care. As long as he doesn't hit me, scream at me, shout at me, gives me money, I don't care. He's playing golf with his friends, and I don't care. He's at work all the time. In fact, better for me, I can just spend his money or do this or connect with my friends. So there are some people who they can't stand their partners. When we had the COVID, people started reporting they can't take their partners. Lockdown. You have to stay in the house with the same person. I can't stand the guy. You must go to work. I want COVID to be gone because you must go back to work, or I want to go back down and get out. You know what I mean? So this shows what kind of relationships, people have and all that. So this is the 3 levels. So stage 4 is where you undertake to get clear, that you are developing a mindset of marriage. That I want to be married, but not any marriage. I want a satisfying marriage, and I know what it is. And I want a man, but not any man. And I know the kind of person I want to be with. I'm clear. That's the conception. So you know that there is this. The 5th stage is where you undertake to do it. You actually sit with pen and paper. And you can get support from the videos I've done, support from me, support from facilitators, where we take you through using the Attract Soulful Love model. I explain to you, for example, at level 1, what to look for. At level 2, bonding, the different types of bonding. At level 3, what to look for there. And that's where our course really comes in. My first ASL book will bring it up to this point and tell them about the blueprint. And the mini book will stop there, and it will invite people to do the course. And the course will take it further. So this is stage 1 complete. When you have completed your blueprint as an adult woman who knows exactly what is satisfaction to you, for you as a woman, as a partner, as a wife, you're aware of you and your personal life into that marriage that continues while you're married and is not compromised. You're aware of the kind of bonding you have with your partner. You're aware what kind of bonding you have with your partner. Is it role-based? Is it closeness? Is it closeness? What kind of intimacy you want? What's important to you? And thirdly, the design of the relationship. I always tell you, if you want to live somewhere, the location is your personal satisfaction. The strength or structure of the house is the bonding. And then your satisfaction as a wife is the design of the house. 3 parts of satisfaction coming together. Look at them in this order. And once you clarify containment, like for example, somebody who I feel safe with, somebody who's not insecure, somebody who's secure, somebody who's trustworthy. Containment, trust. That's your marital needs. Like for you to live healthy, what's the basic needs that you feel that you want in a marriage? You want to feel safe, you want to trust, so the partner must be trustworthy. And secure people are trustworthy generally. Insecure people are untrustworthy. People who got issues with addictions and all that, then this is a problem here. Controlled by something, trying to control something. So you have your marital needs, your love desires, and your relational values. So at number 5 in this process, you sit with the information we give you and you clarify your blueprint, and your blueprint is done. At that level, you've completed stage 1. You are now approaching marriage with the end in mind. You're approaching marriage as a premaritally progressive woman. You're approaching marriage as a premaritally empowered woman. You have a premaritally empowered mindset. You start with a clarity. The plane is taking off. You have a clarity. You're very clear about where you're heading. That's why you can take off, because you got your flight plan. You got a flight plan. You know where you're going, and you got a flight plan. You've done all your checks and tests and all that. You're ready to move. You're not going to end up in trouble along the way. So I'm going to stop there for now and open the floor for sharing. Especially, let's hear from anybody who wants to go along this journey with me. You want me to take you further along. Let's hear from you.